What's up guys, and welcome to part 2 of building this custom built desktop PC. So yes, this is the part where we will connect all the parts to where they're supposed to go. And yes, I did read all the manuals, so that's for sure. And the main manual that I considered reading was this manual here, this one for my MSI motherboard, which is a MSI B350M A32OM Gaming Pro motherboard. And it has all the instructions in here. First it's English, then it goes to I think Spanish, and then some kind of like Japanese and Chinese, but I read the English part and now I'm all set. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited that I'm building this thing and I can finally do it. So yeah, I waited and waited and it's finally here. So without further ado, let's build this thing. Now here's a little note. I cannot guarantee that this will work or not, but we'll give it a try. So like I said, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so now I am going to get to building this thing. So as you can see, I removed the cover for this thing to work in this, and like I said, this thing already has a built-in fan and some hard drive brackets, so yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's start with putting the motherboard in. So yeah, I got these little screws right here to plug into, and there's already one built in right in there. So yeah, this is gonna take a while, so just bear with me. Okay, so I put in the first screws, and now we'll see if the motherboard will fit into this. This little tiny workspace. Oh, and please do not forget, it came with this little thing. So yeah, please do not forget to put this thing in first, because when I tried putting it in after putting it in the motherboard, it just failed. And you don't want a failed system. So let's place it in. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now it's safe to insert the motherboard. Okay, so I have now screwed in the motherboard, and I'm sorry that I had to cut the video back while I was screwing it in, because while I tried to film me screwing in the motherboard, I lost one of the screws, plus it just kept screwing up and all. So yeah, but if you want to build a PC similar to this one, then you probably already know where to screw in the motherboard. You just do it when I screwed in the first bolts into it, so you probably get the idea. Okay, so we're now going to insert the CPU into the motherboard. So yeah, this right here is the CPU socket, so I'm just gonna put it in. Yep, it's a good looking AMD Ryzen processor. Oh, and you have to put this way, not this way, or else it won't get stuck onto the socket. So you just latch it down, and there it goes. Okay, so I'll get to the heatsink later, but for now I think I'll get to the hard drive. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive, and yeah. I want to see if I find a good place to put it. Okay, here it is. So now I'm just gonna screw this in. if I can find the right screws. And there, the hard drive is in. So now I'm going to put in the solid state drive. But first I need to put in the bracket because yeah, the bracket is not optional on these type of drive bays, because when I tried putting it in without a mounting bracket, it was just an epic fail. So yeah, don't forget to do this. Wait, hold on a sec, I forgot, I need to put the solid state drive on first, and then screw the bracket into the drive bay. See, I just need to do that, so hold on a minute. Okay, so I am now back with the solid state drive in the bay. And again, I apologize for cutting the video back, but yeah, I screwed these parts into it, and yeah, it's all set. So now I'm gonna take these screws and screw this in, if I can. Voila! It's finally in the bay, the solid state drive. So yeah, that's all over with. So now I need to put in the RAM. These two 16 gigs of RAM sticks. Put them in the RAM slot. It's pretty easy. You just put it in like this, and try not to break the RAM while you're doing it. And there, you just put it in real good, and it just goes like that. Ta-da! So, and now these things I'm gonna do, because they're very easy. They just go in here, if I can find them. Yeah. There, I got that one in. Now I just need to find the other one. Come on, you little... Finally, there it is. Okay, so... Finally, I can put in the graphics card, which just goes in right here. Now, while I was putting the graphics card in, testing this thing, I was afraid that I was going to break the part on the bottom, because as I kept hearing some scratching, I was just like, that's not good for the graphics card. There it goes. It's now in. I'll get to this thing later, once when we're almost done with the setup. So if I can, I'm now going to attach this computer fan into wherever the hell it goes. If I can find the right place. My guess is that it goes in here, because it's the place that makes sense in this case. Okay, so I think it's now safe to insert the heatsink. Okay, so I have finally put the heatsink in, and yeah, it's right here. And the little heatsink, I actually had to remove those two thingies and just have the bracket on. So yeah, and I actually did have to leave for a while doing this. So yeah, now I just need to put in my last component, which is the power supply. I'm just gonna turn this thing over, and we'll get to it. And I might have to cut the video and I put things like the cables and the Molex in as well, so you might have to bear with me at that part too. Finally, this thing is in. Okay, this might take a while, so just bear with me. Okay, so I finally got the screws into the power supply, and yeah, I think it's in pretty good now. I just need to make sure this is a little tighter, and yeah, that's pretty much how tight it can go. Because after many tries of trying to put this thing in, it just was a complete fail. Okay, so I'm just gonna tip this thing over again and connect all the cables. Okay, now I've put in some of the cables, and yeah, I think this thing is now built. So I'm gonna put on the cover, and we'll conclude the video with that. Okay, so I have now put the cover on, and yeah, this PC looks pretty good. Okay, so that's all I have for now. This is Every Tech Time, and I'll see you in part 3 of building this PC, which will be OS installation and internet connections. See you then.